In the last video, we discussed about the Azure Firewall and all the features that it provides. And today we are going to perform the demonstration. Hello everyone, my name is Arun and let's get started. So Azure Firewall controls the outbound network access, and that is an important part of overall network security plan. Azure Firewall does the task or control the traffic by configuring application rules and network rules. Well, application rules that define fully qualified domain names that can be accessed from a subnet. Okay, and network rules that define source address, protocol, destination port, and destination address. Network traffic is subjected to the configured firewall rules when you route your traffic to the firewall as the subnet default gateway. So to perform this demonstration, I have prepared my lab and let me take you through it. So as you can see, I do not create the on-prem or hub and spoke topology, but inside the virtual network, I have created 3 subnets. As you can see, I'm taking through my lab preparation. I have a virtual network in central US region, and I've created a VNet and 3 subnets inside the virtual network. One is default, that is for the jump server, and we have another subnet for Azure Firewall, that is Azure Firewall subnet, and we have another subnet to store the workloads, and we call it private subnet. Okay, now when you try to access internet from the private subnet, by default it can go to the internet directly, but that's what we need to control, the outbound traffic, with the help of Azure Firewall. So we have some rules, as I said, application rules with FQDNs, and we can control the outbound traffic from this private subnet or any VM that is going inside your network or your environment. So what we need to do, we need to divert the traffic from subnet, any subnet. In my lab, in my example, I'm using the private subnet just to get the gist of the Azure Firewall demo. Okay, so we'll move the traffic to firewall, and then firewall will take the traffic to the internet. Only the allowed traffic. For example, you may be allowed for the Google but not allowed for the YouTube. So you can access the Google, and when you access the YouTube, it would be blocked. Okay, so this would be to do this thing, define the UDRs. We need to create the route tables and create the route and attach it to the subnet for which we want to uh, divert the traffic to the Azure Firewall, and with the help of these rules we can take care of the outgoing traffic control. Okay, all right, sorry, it just kept on pressing. So this is the lab that we are going to perform now. Let me take you through the portal. This is my jump box that would be in the default subnet. I have this test VM, which is in a workload subnet. There would be a private subnet. As you can also see, there is no public IP address. Okay, now I have logged into my jump box. This is my jump box. As you can see, I have the public IP, and if I write down here host name, this is the dev machine, Arun dev machine, and I'm logged into this machine right here. This is the machine where I can access the google.com. Okay, and I can access the youtube.com. So both are working. I can also access msn.com. All right, so let me minimize this, and we are controlling the traffic of the private subnet with the help of Azure Firewall. So what we need to do, we need to create the route and the firewall. 2 things we gotta create to perform this demonstration. So let me minimize my jump box and write down firewall here. And let me also show you the subnets here. These are my subnet, Azure Firewall subnet. By name, it will be detected and it will not allow you to create anything else in this subnet. This is my workload subnet. This is my default subnet for the jump box. So if I in the search box, I type firewall and I click create firewall here, and it will give me options. It's not so big, it's very simple options. In the resource group, select my resource group. In the name, I can give it a name, Azure Firewall. It took the name, put it in the region where I have my workloads, that is Central US. I don't need zone, it's a demo. Want to save money, of course. Virtual network, yes, I have my existing virtual network that I need to use. There it is. It's giving me the public IP. If I have any public IP, I can use it. This is my public IP, which is not attached to anything else. I know it. So let's review and create. I hope it would be validated successfully so that we can create it. Yes. Let's hit create. It will take some time in creating, and it will utilize one of your first IP address from the subnet that you have assigned for this firewall. That would be .4. Okay. Meanwhile, I can click here and type route so that I could create the route table so that I could divert the route. Click on add, provide it the information. Let me create it RTFW01. Okay, need to give the resource group. Let me put it here. Central US, yes. Create. So right now I'm just creating a route table. It's an empty route table. I need to create a route where we will define what kind of traffic will jump where. Okay, the next hop, and then we need to attach it to the subnet. If you forget to attach or if you forget to save, it will not work, because once it is attached to the subnet, only then the new route that you have created would be applicable for all the machines or the network traffic coming from that subnet. Okay, we also call it UDRs, user defined routes. So let's wait while it is creating. I hope this has been created. Yes, we have this route here. We gotta click on that, and here I can create the route. Okay, and here I can associate these subnets to this route. All right, let me try to associate the subnet. If I can prior to the route, yes, I can. Select the subnet. This is my private subnet. Click OK. So this route table is associated to the workload subnet, but still there is no impact on the traffic because there is no route defined here. Now I'm going to click on add route so that I could define it. I'll type it here, AZ firewall route. Address prefix for anything from the subnet, it should go to the virtual appliance. Virtual appliance, well, this is not a virtual appliance, this is the managed service by Azure, by Microsoft, but this works perfectly fine because we want to send the traffic to the Azure firewall to filter it. All right, so I need the next hop address, so let's go here. It is in process, but as we all know, the next IP address, uh, the fifth IP address, is the IP address that got assigned to the first resource in the subnet. So what subnet we have provided to the Azure firewall, we can definitely go ahead and use that IP address, or we can wait. Okay, let's wait for a while, and then once it is created, we'll get the IP address from here. So yes, it has been deployed. We can click on go to resource, and from here we can fetch the IP address. As I said, it should be .4. It is there. Go to the route, select the next hop address. This is the address of your virtual appliance, but here we have the Azure firewall acting as a virtual appliance and doing almost same the task. Click on OK. Now the route has been decided, and there is rules that we got to create here. So let's wait. It has been saved, and let's see meanwhile if I refresh it, what happens. Nothing happens yet. Very good. You can see things are okay. So let's go ahead and create the rules in the firewall. Okay, cool. Let's go to the firewall, and here we have different rules under the settings. Okay, let's go ahead and create the application rule first. Click on add. Now here you need to provide the name to your application rule. Okay, all right, let's give it a name. We are going to provide the access to the Google. Let me give Google 01. Okay, so there would be our first rule. Okay, priority, let's give it 200. It will be allow name Google. Okay, now we need to provide the source IP address. That would be our source subnet. And if I go here, okay, I need to go to the subnet first. So let me go to my VM, and select my VNet, go to my subnet, and this is our subnet. So this would be applicable for the traffic coming from the source IP address right here to with the protocol. You can see HTTP or HTTPS, where the FQDN is www.google.com. Okay, let's hit add. All right, so we have allowed the Google. Now other things would be denied automatically. Now whatever we need to access, we need to come here and allow it. Similarly, we can go to network rule and add the network rule for the things like DNS. So let's create one rule for the DNS, rule 01. Let's give it a priority 200, action allow. Okay, now give it a name, DNS rule. Protocol is UDP. That would be, I just forgot to write this. Right, we need to select the source IP address range. Why it's not saving? Okay, happened. All right, service tag. Now let's put it at here. This is for the service tag, but what we are trying to accomplish, that should come here. We don't need service tags here right now. We are allowing it for the public DNS, so that you can ping to the public DNS IP address. Let's use the DNS, and I'm using these DNS from the Microsoft documentation. Okay, and they say these are the DNS for CenturyLink. Okay, and the ports for DNS, we all know it's 53. Okay. All right, click on it. Okay, so we have configured two rules. One is for google.com, another one is for the DNS for operated by CenturyLink DNS servers. And let's go ahead and try to access Google and MSN.com. Let's see if it works or firewall blocks it. And you can try browse to you can try to resolve the DNS names using the configured external DNS servers, but to do that, you need to configure that on your virtual machine as well. So if I go here on my virtual machine, I have configured on the NIC. I'll show you. So to perform this demonstration, you gotta do the same. Network interface, DNS server, it is right here, the same DNS. You can resolve DNS names using the configured external DNS servers. Okay, so let's go to the, I'm back here. Let me try to access YouTube, MSN. See, it's just not reachable. It's done. Not reachable. It's done. Bing, not reachable. It's done. But Google, not reachable because, or is it? It's moving. Okay. Or I can show you. We give www.google.com. Yeah, it worked. Okay. So that's how you can utilize Azure Firewall. And we have already covered, we put these kind of resources in the hub network, in the network where we put the shared services so that everything should go or utilized by the other SPOC networks, all the shared services, whether it's Active Directory or it's Azure Firewall or things like that. Okay, so this is a little demo and that's all. Well, thank you for watching and you have a good day. Bye-bye.